So I think the biggest thing for me to scale in the US was changing my mindset. It took me a long time to understand that US is mostly capitalism and Europe is mostly socialism. And this changes everything. Apparently, I mean, sounds like, yeah, we read about this, we all know it, but when you actually live capitalism, you see that it's totally different. And how this translates to the let's say, the real pragmatic things. Well, first of all, in the US, if I'm an entrepreneur, I'm the core of the society. I'm the hero of the society. I pay salaries to people, so everybody respects me, including the public sector, right? So it's this very hard mindset that hardworking people are the ones that keep the economy going, right? If I work 90 hours per week, I'm a regular entrepreneur, right? It's what we do as entrepreneurs. We spend lots of efforts to push things forward. If I tell the same thing in Europe, they will tell me, "Oh, what about work-life balance? What work-life balance? Because it's for an entrepreneur, it's pretty much the same thing. And most of the friends that I have were my customers, were partners, things like that. So I think changing this mindset is what takes a really long time, and of course helps if you have mentor advisors that point when you are thinking differently, when you are thinking wrong about the US market. And also it helps becoming very, 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 very pragmatic. Americans are very pragmatic. Americans are, especially where we play on the mid-market, it's what's the value for the money. Is it a great value for the money? Then yeah, we'll be successful. This is the wrong mindset, right? Like in Europe, you think, oh, the government will create a program and I will make it, right? In the US, the government is there to help, but they will not give you things. You have to go and ask for something if you have enough to put on the table. Like with the Select USA, they will not help you launch in the US unless you come and say, I want to invest $1 million, I want to do this, I need a good location, I need some incentives on the tax, some tax cuts, some tax breaks in the initial year, and then you'll get stuff. And they are there to support you because they know if you are successful, you'll grow the economy you'll pay salaries and so on. To get in the US, as an entrepreneur, a startup, you don't have $1 million to invest, right? Or even if you have $1 million, maybe before establishing, you'll go to explore, to experiment, and you'll not go through the embassy to explore, experiment. It will be too slow, not that they don't do a good job. So I think the best way to scale in the US is try things rapidly and spend enough time there to figure out what works and then just focus on what works, ignore the rest. So the best thing to do is to close deals, right? So events are a good place to meet people. Very few deals will be closed at events as a result of events. It's good to create connections. What you do afterwards, that's what closes deal. And what you do afterwards, it's sales pipeline, right? Which of course, if you come from Romania, you don't have a big sales pipeline, especially if you are in mid-market or enterprise, it's not a big sales pipeline. So you're not even used to thinking numbers because there are not enough numbers to create any sort of statistics, right? When you are in the US, because it's basically the market, it's incomprehensible that you'll ever reach the cap of the market in the US, or if you do reach it, then you are very big, you are a unicorn, right? So from this perspective, thinking pragmatic in numbers, right? So if you want to launch in the US, get to having 20 meetings per month booked on your calendar. How do you get 20 meetings per month? Well, there's marketing, there's events, there's sales, there's cold outreach, there's LinkedIn, all sorts of things. Depends on the company stage, the ambition. Like Select USA is very good when you are ready to make a big investment in the US, and especially for more traditional businesses, so non-tech. You need to build a factory, you need to build a warehouse, you will get very good deals. Actually, the government will compete for your business, right? So you want to open a factory, you'll have 10 states saying, oh, we'll give you more tax breaks, we'll give you this, and we'll give you this for 5 years, So that's the government thinks business as well. That's very, very important. So Select USA is very good for that stage of the business when you want to make a big investment, usually physically. If you are a tech company, Select USA maybe is not one of the one you'd prioritize. Maybe going to Silicon Valley. It's a good idea because then you'll be at the heart of technology, so you can get inspired. You can see where the bar is because the Silicon Valley sets the bar, and that's what you have to compete with. That's where you need to be to make it in the US. So I think it helps us the mindset. In terms of business, we have very few business in California, for example. I don't go there for business. I go there for getting inspired, meeting investors, things like that. Most of the business usually happens on the East Coast or Central Coast or Central US. Yeah, I think one of the things that I saw in myself and I see in others is going and waiting for others to do things for you or to help you, right? US is not about others helping you. Like in Europe, we are used to even in business development, somebody will open a door for us, somebody will help us facilitate to close a deal faster that is stuck. You always think about somebody that will help, right? I'm not saying in the US, in certain markets, in certain deals, this is true as well, but in most of the small and mid markets, you don't need to do that, right? And if you wait for that to happen, you make very slow progress. So if you send, let's say, 1,000 emails or whatever the channel to get people to talk to you is, and you get 20 meetings, you already have a number. That's where you start, and that's where you start to improve. So I think that's where I see the difference. We as European, we are not ready to do that hurdles that to every month, every day hearing 20 times no just to hear one yes and close the deal and move to the next 20 the batch of 20s. For me, which I identify myself as a technical entrepreneur, and I know there are many of these in Romania. For me, the best preparation, I think now with the mind that I have today, is to think of myself as a salesperson. I'm the best salesperson the company has. I will go to the US, I will sell, probably I'll not be successful, but still I'll be more successful than any salesperson that I could hire at this stage in the US. I'll be better at it because I understand what I sell and I can adjust what I sell until I find the right mix of value and price, right? So I think that's the most important thing in mindset. I'm the seller in this company.